I'm most proud that I made it. So to just fulfill the dreams and just work hard and, you know, just persevere through everything. And you know, I learned at age 13, 14, 15 to use criticism as motivation. So whenever somebody told me I couldn't do it, it just made me go out and work harder. I see a lot of youngins flossing their bag on the ground. Cool, flossing. But dude told me one time, he told me, he said, "You're rich, but I'm wealthy." I didn't know the difference. I said, what's the difference? He said, well, wealthy is when I die, my kids die, when they kids die, we still get the same amount. And I thought about that. Then I said, okay, how you do it? And he pulled out a piece of paper. After he said, it ain't about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. How many times we seen cats, we get the bag with 100 and then they go blow it the same day, now they gotta get another 100. So he said, if you got $100, you save that, that's 50. He said, rich people say, okay, I'm saving 50 and I'm doing that. But he said, the wealthy does this, you save that. This, ball out. House, chain, car, whatever you want, but
75.
Save it, yeah. That's what he said. So he told me that when I was 95, and I did that. And I didn't spend my first NBA check until I started having families. So I was making so much money, and I wasn't that educated. So I was like, I don't want to spend it. I know that.
Right.
Like people always say, you got to invest and got to invest, but still you got to be educated to know what you're investing in.
Right.
I failed all of them. My theory and my thought process is to never focus on the problem, focus on the solution.
The key thing he said, focus on the solution, not on the problem, because where your energy goes, that's where your focus and concentration goes.
One, you have to educate yourself. Now, when I say education, it ain't always about go to school.
Right.
We come from the same place. Yeah. How many people we see do something on the corner, we educate ourselves and we do it a little better, we do it a little bigger. Right? Educate yourself, right? Learn, ask questions. Second thing is watch. There's so much information going on right now, you can watch. Like me, I watch people's mistakes. It's not that I'm smarter than everybody, I just watch.
Right.
I ask questions.
And you listen.
And I listen. So
that's the key.
I don't want to be remembered as an athlete who made a lot of money or an athlete who did great movies like Kazam. I don't want to be remembered for a guy that's won a lot of championships. I want to be remembered as a guy because of his action, he inspired people to learn more, to do more, and to want more. I never look at it as investments, believe it or not. I just look at it as partnerships, help changing the world, and just being part of something that's inspiring. My business people all the time, whenever they talk about money, you can ask them, I don't want to hear it. But if they bring an idea to me that I think is going to go to the next level, most of the time if I follow my heart, and everything else will fall in place. I've never ever done a deal, hey, we got this suit company, we throw some pinstripes in the suit, you give me 100,000, we sell 20 of them, I've never did a deal where it was always based on money. I've always did my business deals based on how I felt it was going to go in the future, how I felt it was going to help and inspire somebody. Investment's not going to always go how you want them to go. Business plans not going to go how you want them to go. So you just have to regroup. You know, you can never...
You say regroup, what does that mean? What does that look like?
My theory and my thought process is to never focus on the problem, focus on the solution. I invested in this water company, it didn't go well, that money's gone. Now I got to regroup. Now I got to do something else. So I'll be upset for about 20 minutes, go to that cabinet, get them frosted flakes, get some of that cold milk, slice them bananas up, watch some ESPN, and then the next day I'm back on track. Now, one thing I tried to do when I came in was wanted to be different. You know, my dad, you know, growing up, I realized that I was a little bit different, but I didn't like being different. And he would tell me, you know what, one day you're going to be recognized, your name will be remembered because you are different. So master being different. Don't be like everybody else, master being different. But then when I started investing in stuff that's going to change people's lives, because I heard Jeff Bezos say that. He invests in things that's going to change people's life. That's why he created Amazon.
Yeah.
But again, like whenever I do business, it's not about the money. He said he makes his investment based on if it's going to change people's lives. And once I started doing that strategy, I think I probably quadrupled what I'm worth now. So then I was like, a lot of kids from my hood need these shoes. Youth should know that. It ain't about how much you make, it's about how much you keep.
Right.
Guess what? Could be a day. I hope it's not a day. I hope you shine. I hope you get your bag forever. Could be a day where that stop.
Absolutely.
And then when I talk to people, I always speak to them from the athletic terms. What makes athletes great is because we can adjust.
Absolutely.
If Neon Dion running this way and the defense coming at, he can adjust.
All right.
So if your bag gets messed up, adjust.
Adjust.
Or get a new bag.
Absolutely.
But if you save from the old bag, your adjustment, your adjustment time gonna be much.
Absolutely.
A lot easier. A lot easier. Best thing I've ever done in my life is listen. Mm-hmm. Like I've done a lot of things and it turned out well. And from the outside looking in, it makes it look like, oh, he's an expert. That's not the case. So my strategy is I invest in things that's going to change people's lives. That's the first thing I look at. The second thing I look at, if it's too good to be true, I stay away from it. Even if I lose money, you have to value partnerships. Like I've always been a basketball player. I've always played basketball. I could probably say I'm a master of basketball. So now when I wanted to become a businessman, like I had to go through the do's and don'ts of business, but to get respect as a businessman, I was like, let me go ahead and get this master's in business administration so they know and understand what I'm talking about. I've always considered myself a leader, so my thought process was, let me get this doctorate in leadership so people know and understand that my thought process on how I do things. But I've always been smart enough to have people better than me on my team. For example, like, what's the name of this? TechCrunch. So if I'm gonna start a magazine, called TechCrunch, best believe I'm gonna have the techiest publisher, I'm gonna have the techiest camera guys, I'm gonna have the techiest interviewers working for me rather than me trying to do everything by myself. So you have to, value, partnerships. For example, if I want to be the best sheriff in Austin, Texas, I got to get the best police officers. I can't be the best without having the best team. So I've always valued partnerships, and I always had people better than me. and smarter than me around me so they can motivate me, so they can help me.
Don't do it because you're trying to get your followers up. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not really with the cause and you're not going to dedicate yourself 1,000%, don't do it. Like, when you talk about Jim Brown and Bill Russ and those guys, they dedicated themselves 1,000%. We didn't have Twitter back then and your followers and all. They dedicated themselves 1,000%. So if you're not going to dedicate yourself 1,000%, and if you're not going to do it when the cameras are off, don't do it.